Hey everybody, this is Andrea Olson with the Go Diaper Free podcast, and today I'm going to record episode number 115, Balancing Work and Life, 8 Tips for Practicing EC for Work from Home Parents, which I am one, and I have been for 10 years. I worked out of my bedroom for 10 years, and then recently converted our garage into this. So anyway, we're going to record this. It's a guest post from Natalie Robbins, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome to the Go Diaper Free podcast, where we're all about helping you stop depending on diapers as early as birth. I'm your host, Andrea Olson, author and mom of 5 babies, all EC'd from birth, all out of diapers by walking. This is episode 115, Balancing Work and Life, 8 Tips for Practicing EC for Work from Home Parents. So today we have a guest post from Natalie Robbins, our certified coach serving Indianapolis and surrounding areas. You can read the written version of today's show over at godiaperfree.com/115, where I'll also conveniently link to all the things I mention in today's episode. I will also be replying to comments over there, and possibly so will Natalie. So come on by when you're finished. All right, let's begin. Whether you work full-time or part-time, working from home adds an extra challenge to the already demanding task of caring for a baby. Or is it the other way around? Caring for a baby or toddler can make work extra challenging. Either way you put it, I would argue that practicing elimination communication can actually make your working and caretaking struggles easier. Less time-consuming poopy diapers to deal with, a happier baby, quick and easy diaper changes, and early potty independence, among other benefits. But it's quite the balancing act, trying to figure out how to practically insert it into your workday, especially if you're just getting started with EC. So here are a few things I've learned from practicing EC while working full-time as a virtual teacher from home, starting during the newborn stage to a crawling baby and now entering early toddlerhood. And stay-at-home moms, whose work involves cooking, cleaning, caring for multiple children, possibly homeschooling, homework help, and countless other jobs. These tips are for you too. While your work might offer a little more flexibility than a 9-to-5, you definitely fit in the work from home category whether you're paid to do it or not. Number 1, give yourself grace. As much as my perfectionist self hates to admit, lowering your personal expectations of what EC will look like during your work times is necessary in order to create that work-life EC balance. This is the same advice I would give if your caregiver or daycare provider was on board with EC. When someone else is pottying your baby, their awareness, intuition, and rhythm simply isn't the same as yours. You may have 1 to 2 wet diapers when you're with your baby, but you pick that same little one up from daycare to find out they had only 1 catch all day. It can be disheartening, right? Unless expectations were already low to start. Remember when you first jumped into EC? 1 catch was awesome and probably enough to get you hooked, right? But I digress. Similarly, when you're working, your awareness, intuition, and rhythm are not the same as when you are fully present, sharing life with your baby. There is the additional burden of work on your mind and all the expectations, demands, and stress that it adds to your mental load. You simply can't expect yourself to perform at the same level as when you're 100% present to your baby. You might have a high success rate on weekends and evenings, and yet it feels like miss after miss all day long during the workday. That's okay. Your baby will understand. Remember that this is a long game, and the goal of day-to-day EC is learning and exposure to the potty, not a perfect catch rate. Also, keep in mind that if you were going into work, leaving your baby in the care of others, most likely one of 2 things would be happening. 1, baby might not be pottied at all. Or 2, your caretaker might offer the potty, but still have as many or more misses than you have during the workday simply because you're not as in tune with your little one. Recognizing and coming to terms with the fact that there will be misses, lots of them probably, can really take the pressure off and help you do what you can, but not stress too much. So be grateful you can meet the needs of your baby some of the time, even if it's not perfect. Number 2 on the list of 8, offer consistent potty tunities. So you as a parent decide when you will offer potty tunities during the workday. Perhaps you only choose to potty upon waking, and that's okay. Maybe you set a timer for your baby's natural timing and offer only at those intervals. That works too. Or if you want to wear your baby while working, you could offer when your baby wiggles to get out. I tend to offer on wake up and based on natural timing, as well as immediately before Zoom calls if we are within several minutes of the natural timing range. You can incorporate all these options into your routine or swap out or add other times and situations that work for you. But the fact of the matter is you probably can't be present and focused on both work and your baby to be equally on par with your EC practice on the days you're off. But the positive side of this situation is that your absorption in other tasks will eliminate the tendency to hyperfocus on your baby's potty needs. That's really good. And minimize the possibility of over-offering the potty, which could prevent a possible potty pause. So offer when you can and when you choose to, but don't stress about when you can't. Number 3, use a backup that works for you. So depending on your baby's age, different backups might work better for you while you're working from home. When my baby was in the newborn stage, we used cloth diapers. Since they were more economical for our increased daily diaper usage, we just kept those diapers handy for frequent misses since we pottied primarily after waking and nursing or an undeniable signal. Around 6 months, life circumstances made disposables a better option at that time, and that yellow or blue line makes it so easy to tell if baby is wet or dry. Our success rate actually increased when we switched to disposables because 1, she signaled better in them, and 2, using the yellow or blue line as an observation tool helped me become more in tune with her natural timing. At 10 months, we switched to tiny trainers. This was one area I was not willing to lower expectations. Despite the challenge of working, we knew she was ready for them, and diaper changes were becoming a nightmare. These definitely helped me be even more in tune with my baby's timing and signals, and generally improved our EC practice, but created a teeny bit more stress around misses. More on that in tip number 5. Some days are more stressful than others, and I've definitely reverted to diaper backups on some days when I ran out of clean laundry or simply didn't have the energy for the extra clothing changes. I continued to offer at the appropriate times, but it did allow me to worry a little less about a miss. A backup that is right for you may be totally different based on your circumstances, your personality, your baby, your work, and countless other factors. And each backup has its own benefits. Just do what works for you. Just simply do what works for you. All right, now number 4, keeping potty supplies easily accessible. And there is a photograph of Natalie's setup in her bathroom on the blog post over at godiaperfree.com/115. You might keep a top hat potty under your desk or maybe have a mini potty in the room with you. I chose to keep my potty in the bathroom since it's right around the corner from my workspace, so that worked well for us. Having all your potty, backup, and cleanup supplies handy is so critical to the ease of your EC practice. Our setup involves easy access to wipes, spare pants, clean backups, and a place for dirty backups to go, and our mini potty and seat reducer set in position, all ready for a super speedy cleanup or potty tunity. Number 5, protect the floor and your sanity. If you decide to make the jump like we did using training pants, be sure you can handle the misses while still balancing work in the picture. Be sure the floor is miss-friendly. We covered our office space with connecting foam mats to safeguard the carpet and let baby play there or on the wood floors in the living room. If there's a miss and I can't leave work to get baby to the appropriate place for changing and cleanup, I pull off the wet trainers and pants, wipe her bum off, and the teeny bit of residue on the floor with the dry part of her pants, and let her roam bare bum or throw a new pair of trainers on until I can do a better cleanup job. And this is Andrea here interjecting. If you get a miss, even during work, I would also have the mini potty nearby and offer anyway, because oftentimes my baby will go a little bit and have a miss, but then has more after that. And so it would end up being miss after miss after miss. All right, back to Natalie. We sometimes will use diaper covers or tiny ups, pull-up cloth covers, to reduce that stress, but it makes it easier to overlook a miss, having it covered up, and be less aware of when baby's wet. So I generally try to create an environment where a miss is easy to clean up instead. Poop misses in trainer pants are a whole lot less fun, so protect your sanity by avoiding these as best as possible. After 2, 3 maybe, poops in trainer pants, I had to compromise my commitment to the trainers. I diapered for the first half hour of the day when my morning pooper was most likely to go, if she hadn't gone upon waking, and I was stuck on a Zoom call, maybe, or unable to take her. Still messy, still not fun if she went in it, but at least it was usually contained and not smeared on the floor, and there was no poopy training pant to wash later. Number 6, use an app to track. It can be so easy to lose track of time when you're focusing on work projects. You might start to wonder, did I potty baby 15 minutes ago, or was that 45 minutes? A simple click in an app might help you keep better tabs on how often baby needs to pee or poop, or a timer set for a couple of minutes before your baby's natural timing during awake periods that gets restarted after every pee. That might make it easier to keep track of when to offer. I personally love the Baby Tracker app. I use it to track poops since they don't happen every day, so I know when to anticipate them, and for whenever I do an observation day. What I love most is that all it requires is 2 simple clicks, and it records the type of elimination, the date, the time, and the interval since the last one. So incredibly helpful, especially for the busy work-from-home parent. And this is Andrea here again. We are actually working on developing an app and hope to have it out within a couple of months. So maybe by the time you listen to this episode, it will be out, and we will link to it in the show notes. Number 7, hire a mama's helper. It may not improve your EC success rate at first, but it will help you focus better on work projects. The benefit of working from home is that you can recognize your baby's signals and timing and help your babysitter to pick up on them more quickly than if she was totally on your own and you were away at an office. And you can be more involved in modeling potty tunities or pottying your baby yourself if you prefer. And eventually, your caregiver will likely come to know those signals and get into that rhythm as well, helping your baby become more adaptable by pottying for other people. So when we hired a babysitter to come watch our little one in our home during my work times, I quickly realized that my baby was not at all interested in pottying for her, despite good timing and implementation of our potty routine on our babysitter's part. So for the first month, we adapted. Our sitter would bring the baby to me when she noticed signs of needing to potty, trying to escape, crawling to find mama. She would also bring her to me when she woke up or when baby was showing signs of wanting to nurse. I would nurse if needed, potty, and then return the baby to her. Mrs., she would handle herself. She would sit baby on the seat reducer, and yes, she cried a little, but she was learning too. We used the potty, while rinsing the wet trainers and then put on a fresh pair. And then several weeks later, our baby started to cooperate with our sitter and would pee for her without any assistance from me. I'm not sure what clicked, if she just needed time to grow and trust, or the consistency of our sitter setting her on the potty when cleaning up Mrs. paid off, or if she simply got used to being in a different room than me and having her needs met by someone else. But we finally had success without the need for me to step in, which freed up more time to focus on my work and kept our EC practice moving in the right direction. If you choose to go this route, remember to be patient with your caregiver, just like you promised to lower expectations and be patient with yourself in tip 1. Number 8, be present. So number 7, hire a mama's helper. I just have to say, this is Andrea speaking. I totally, completely agree with the way that she had that. All the order of events and everything. It takes time for a baby to trust a caregiver, a new caregiver. And especially with a newborn, I would always have a babysitter bring her to me right away. I would nurse and potty myself. And then I would say, hey, at her next fuss, please offer the potty and show her how. And that was another good way. Number 8, be present. Back to Natalie. I mentioned earlier that it's practically impossible to be 100% present and focused on both work and your baby. But most likely, your EC will have to take a little bit of a hit. And that's natural, and it's okay. But when you're offering a potty tunity, choose to take that as an opportunity to connect. Make eye contact, smile, sing, dance, give kisses. Potty time is the perfect time for bonding in this way. I've found pottying to be more connecting than nursing at times because it offers a better opportunity to make eye contact and be silly with my baby. And since potty tunities don't need to last too long, it's the perfect time to reconnect with your baby before you jump back into work. Our potty tunities typically last about 30 seconds, usually less. But if our little one needs a bit longer, it's the perfect time to grab our tiny potty board book, sing a short song, or make silly faces at each other in the mirror. And by the way, this is Andrea. This is a great idea to give yourself a break from work because I tend to just work. Back to Natalie. And if your child is on the seat reducer, you may want to avoid multitasking since you never know when they might try to leap off the toilet. If I really need to go respond to an email, which does provide a feeling of privacy if she needs that to go, I will go for the mini potty. So I can trust my baby won't fall off if my eyes aren't fixed on her. So she can respond to her email while her child is sitting on the mini potty, which gives her child privacy because she's not paying attention to her. But she won't fall off. Great point. But when you can, enjoy potty tunities as a moment to be 100% present to your child. You won't regret it. You've got this. EC is totally possible amidst a busy schedule. It just needs to be adjusted to fit your life. As long as you keep expectations low, you will be fine. Offering consistent potty tunities will help your baby recognize the pattern and when they will have the chance to potty. And over time, they may begin to wait for those opportunities as well. Using a backup that prevents stress about misses and protecting your floor if you go with training pants will help you be more relaxed. A mindset that goes hand in hand with successful EC, relaxation. And having those potty supplies easily accessible will make misses less likely and clean up faster when they do happen. I personally have found using a potty tracking app and hiring some help to make life a little easier as well. Most importantly, though, taking the time to be present with my baby and enjoy those potty tunities has reaped the most benefits out of all of these. Someday, she won't need my help to potty anymore, so I want to enjoy and make the most of these moments while they last. My question for you, which of these tips stood out most to you, and how might it make your work-life balance a little easier? And I would like to add a big thank you to Natalie for writing this awesome post. And also to add the question, do any of you listening, reading, or watching have any ideas that she may have missed that could also help each other out? All right, see the written version of this podcast over at godiaperfree.com/115. Head over and answer Natalie's question. We will see you over there. Till next time, happy pottying, y'all. I'm Andrea Olson, and you've been listening to the Go Diaper Free podcast at godiaperfree.com, and we'll see you next time. That was fun. Okay, so please subscribe or hit the bell and definitely answer Natalie's comment or Natalie's question below in the comments. And we will, we answer all of our comments all the time. But sometimes it's me. Most of the time it's me, actually. So we'll see you there. Take care.